Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Practical Printer. I have a wonderful guest. I've been trying to get Patrick on for a long time. He's busy, I'm busy, but I finally have him here. Patrick Howell, welcome to the Practical Printer.
How's it going? Thank you for having me.
Uh, yeah, I'm delighted. Look, you have probably, I think, the industry's coolest software. I can't
Crazy.
believe that I've spoken with you about it many times, and every time I do, you introduce a new facet or wrinkle about it that I didn't quite understand. Um, so let me just introduce you to everyone. Your name is Patrick Howell, and you are the founder and owner of Howell Studios, right?
Yep. Yep.
Now, I want to introduce you as a marketing company, but you're an awful lot more than that. Like you also
Yep.
have this whole technical back end. So why don't you introduce like yourself and what Howell Studios
Yeah.
does, and then I'll just kind of fill in the blanks as we go.
Sure. Yeah. We started in the B2B manufacturing and print sector. My background, my father and grandfather and everyone worked for Xerox and Kodak and, all the print shops here in Rochester. So I kind of grew up, shadowing my dad and uncles and everybody working for them. Um, so it was kind of in my DNA. But went to school for marketing and media production. So really took the more storytelling approach. How do you take what Hollywood does, producing movies and that ability to storytell, and then convey that in a business sector, really,
Sure.
and drive traffic and all of that stuff. So we started out, video production, photography, design, website design, all of those things back in 2010 for, like I said, the B2B manufacturing and print space and sign shops. And have grown it, to now we service all over North America, Canada, and over in the UK now we have clients. So
Cool.
we kind of went up and down the supply chain. We work with Durst, Vanguard, and a lot of other companies on the printing side of things. Print manufacturers, Dry Tack, Ultraflex, some suppliers of media, and then print shops is our bread and butter. So sign shops, print
Cool.
shops of all the way from labeled to corrugated, all the way over to you know envelope printing and commercial printing.
Yeah, I think that's what sets you apart and really, first of all, you're very interesting, even if you weren't just print focused, right? Your company's very innovative stuff. But the fact that you're my industry, so like I often work with clients and I'll tell them, hey, you should look into Apollo as a tool to do prospecting. And I'm
Right.
telling them Apollo because Apollo's well known. It's reasonably priced, although it can get expensive depending on what you want from your prospecting tool.
Mhm.
But at an entry level, you can figure it out and you can get prospecting tools so that you can you know identify the email, identify the phone number, identify the title, and try to get the right person who's the decision maker to reach. You guys, Apollo's not designed for the digital printing industry. They don't even have a
Right.
category when I type digital printing. It goes under
Right.
printing. So it looks at a
Yeah.
Heidelberg and a HP latex printer is the same thing. Kind of. I mean, you
Yep.
can
Exactly.
add refinements, but there's no. It's everything from involved of baby clothes to you know cameras to printing. So you're printers,
Yep.
like you're in the printing business. So you set everything up for somebody in my industry so that all of the focus is going to be on where my industry is.
Correct. Yeah. So actually, so moving in away, not away from this, still the core of what we do is the storytelling and marketing on that side, the SEO and ads and all of those things for print shops. But just moving through that and taking on more capability and growing our company to fill those needs. A lot of print shops don't have a marketing department. If it is, it's one hat that has to do everything. And there's a lot of sectors in marketing, and it's hard to afford a marketing team. So we became that extension of their brand over the last, I would say, like 10 years, really like growing into every facet of marketing, advertising, from social media, to your Google ads, to programmatic ads, TV ads, all of it. Um, Really working through that. And in all of that, we, just listening to our clients, seeing what they were using. They were using, these once, trying to retrofit like a Microsoft Dynamics or a Salesforce or a HubSpot, and we ended up having to learn but also manage those on behalf of clients, including like a ZoomInfo or Apollo or Seamless. So we were using all these different programs for every client, tying them in through APIs, getting things to work, for and just helping manage them for sales staff and their marketing staff to do a seamless transition of be able to show ROI on our end, um, and just listening over the course of a few years of like all the complaints from our client base, the industry itself, and our internal staff here. I went to our developers in house and was like, we got to build a solution. I didn't set out to build a CRM or compete with a HubSpot, but we realized like there's a huge need. Like it's not there, you have to fit their mold, and there's nothing out there for the print industry that was really that, and then also really worked as an ERP as well. So ours is morphing out of even a CRM and into more of a full one-stop ecosystem. So it's like combining a ERP system with a CRM and all of our AI capabilities now, and a Zoom Info Apollo. So now we have today we have 80 different touch points. Zoom Info, Apollo,
Right.
Seamless is being three of those that we use to filter, and we program our AI to use those as data sets to go get and program all of that. Um, and then build that sales funnel in. And so it's a alternative to expensive advertising. With the cost of advertising, Google ads and LinkedIn ads going up and up and up every year, and getting less traffic essentially for that amount of money. We kind of built this ecosystem. So it's a living, breathing software that really is intentfully based, and it has an easy button. So when a new lead kind of prospect comes in that already hit our threshold, and we refined its information, so we're showing you who's not only searching on Google and Facebook and all of these different platforms, LinkedIn, for your product or service, and bringing that automatically their information into a pipeline and just giving it to you, where our AI actually starts engaging with it to build and warm that lead up and convert it.
Right.
And it's a seamless transition. So it's like we build it from the psychology end of AI. That's what makes our stuff different. We're not just like a chatbot or any type of.
Sure.
It's definitely like the amount of psychology we build into it. To people don't even know they're talking to an AI, and that's the
Right.
biggest thing. Well, we
Yeah, it
love
is.
that when we hear that.
Yeah,
So
I got kind of suckered somewhere along the line, and I spent far too long not realizing that the person I was interacting with was an AI.
yeah,
And that's when I
if
was there was
done
a
well,
humbling element there, and I thought, you of all people, like like your suggestibility meter is set pretty high, or pretty low. And I just thought, you know what, this was pretty slick. I finally caught it, realized that I was speaking to a non-person, but it went on for
yeah,
a bit because it was pretty sophisticated. And that's when I realized it's gotten very good. Also, your traditional chatbots and stuff. Um, Boy, I had a horrific experience with Delta Airlines
yeah,
recently. And
they're
when you
awful.
have these really bad chatbot systems that are just it's stuck in idiot loops and things,
Hmm.
that's what drives people crazy. And they say, okay, no, none of this is going to work. And I'm like, no, it
Yeah,
will work. It's just what you're interacting with is really poorly executed. And
exactly.
so the psychology of it, I think, is really important. And that's your AI agents are really excellent. Like what you're setting up to be able to utilize AI to take, for me, it's to take the grind out of
Hmm.
prospecting, right?
Yep.
I don't want to sit there all day long and call 75 people over and over every day. I would like some automated system to do that. And then what I want is the rarefied 5% of people I need to talk to in person, not going through these layers of dead zones and getting nowhere,
Right. Yep. Exactly.
which you do
And
very
so we
well.
can. Yeah, so it starts there. And we also do the other side of the coin, right? Is your own website. Converting that from just not a like showcase of your work or like a portfolio page type of website to an actual sales funnel. And we do
Yeah.
that. We know the kind of cheat codes for this industry to convert those at a high number. So just installing our tech, and without in the next month, we generally see in that second, third month a 30% increase in actual closed deals, just
Oh,
by
cool.
your current website traffic and being able to actually convert those at a higher amount. So what would it mean, for you to be able to identify these window shoppers that are intentful? They keep going to your page reading about you, but they're not converting because people don't want to, leave their information because they're afraid
No.
about being
And well,
put
and
in
I'm not either
spam
because
and all of
I'm
that. So
busy. I don't have time to
Well,
fill out your
exactly.
page, and if you won't give me information when I just need it, and you want me to jump through these dumb hoops, that's not happening either. That's like moving
Exactly.
on, not doing it.
So but we use that as intent, so we see like what page they're on, what they're looking at, and we're able to provide automatically. You would just see right in the CRM, this contact just is added under the lead suite tag with, and you see what page for how long, all of the data, their LinkedIn profile. And then when your salespeople come in here, they can just click the easy buttons, AI summarize it, or they can go back and forth and chat with our
Sure.
AI sales agents and really learn. It'll automatically crawl their uh, LinkedIn profiles, their social media profiles, the website their business website, and give you all of the information that's really that from all these data points that we have on these individuals. So then when you actually are going to reach out to them finally after they've gone through SMS and LinkedIn and email drip campaigns that we design with like pain points in mind, things like that. They end up arriving, and your salespeople know it suggested how to close this deal, how to resonate with them. Do they have a dog? Do they have all these personal things? Because it's bringing information. Are they on board
Sure.
members in their
Right.
community? Like all these, like right like that, within seconds before calling them, and then you can call right out of the system. Your notes get automatically logged, and the AI just keeps going and it does the automatic follow-ups. So use it. So the win back and everything is just streamlined
Yeah,
into one
very nice.
ecosystem. So
I'm of the
even
firm belief,
after
and
sale.
I did a whole report a while back on when I do my research, I'm going to do probably 70% of the heavy lifting online. And I'm already going to get all the information I need. Now, if you have a product and I'm in, let's say I'm looking at 10 potential clients, if your product can't tell me what I need to know online, I've already moved on. You already
Hmm.
are crossed out. I'm just done. If at this day and age you can't utilize your online presence, your website, to tell me what I need to know about you and what you do and why I should be contacting you, or what's the product I'm looking for, here it is, and here's the key information. When I reach a salesperson, I've already done a lot of research, and you
Right.
should be able to offer me enough of that research. So then I've done a lot of that, and I want your online presence. I want it to be video. I want it to be informative. I want key information. And then it's also nice if the person knows that I'm kind of doing that and reaches out and says, "Hey, are you interested? I'm here to help, give you some more information. I noticed you were interested in this particular product or that product." Um,
Yep.
I want the online experience to give me information that I need without having to fill any forms out. I'm not doing that.
Yep.
I'm just not. Okay. And I don't think other people are either. That's just not necessary. If that's the condition of me knowing your information, I'm moving on. Goodbye.
Yeah.
And then the other one, I really do just check it off. And the other one is, if you're making it difficult for me to know something about a product that you think is important, I don't understand the psychology of that.
Yep.
Like, what's that about? So that's where you guys come in, is you make sure
Exactly.
that everything about this person, you look it all over and go, what's the complete experience that a buyer today expects? And do you meet that criteria? And then put the whole piece together.
Exactly. It's just like I said. It comes to like a psychology way of looking at the sales approach, and the science of storytelling mixed in with it. And so it really is that journey that you take them on from start to finish, and then get them to repeat back, loop back in. And then, marketing plays a hand of every part of that, from reputation to, all of that stuff to recycle that. So
Yeah,
we
that's
just
really
plug
cool.
in at the right spots, and then we just build this wheel that the client just journey that they go. And so I try to not I always say it's not linear, the journey. It's always a circle,
Okay.
the way we develop it.
So,
So,
so here's something. You're going to be at ISA, right?
yep.
ISA Expo in Orlando in a couple of weeks. Your booth, what, 252? 257.
257. Yep. Yep.
257. All right. So I'm going to be there too because we're going to try something a little different. I think what you guys do is so cool, and I've kind of fallen in love with your software, and I think it's just dazzling, and it's way ahead of the curve of everything else out there. I love the idea of having something utilizing all of modern technology that's available so that even with a small team, you could appear online much larger than you are utilizing the tools that you're offering. And I also love the
100%.
idea we're going to do some videos because you guys are really good in that space, and that's what you originally did. You
Hmm.
create content, and I like to make content. So I'm going to work with you guys at ISA, and I'm going to do some shoots for Onyx and for Cutworks and for some of the Nakusa and some of the big players in the industry. And I think here's what you guys offer, and this is something that a lot of companies miss. I'm going to make the video. I'm going to brand it, and I'm going to use my infrastructure, which certainly could use improvement and fine tuning, to post it onto social media. But I don't have like some hyper rational, empirically based, driven methodology on social media. I could definitely do a lot better with advisors. And certainly a lot of the companies are in the same boat. They make a video, it's at a show, it's about their product, they want people to know about it. Well, how do they go about making sure that happens? you know and I think that's been the
Exactly.
complaint a lot of companies is they make content and then they put it out there without a methodology or any particular intelligence, and then they
Yeah.
go,
Spray
well,
and pray.
how come there's no ROI? This isn't
Yep.
worth the investment. I'm like, maybe your process isn't quite right, and that's where you come
Yep.
in, is what do we do with it?
Yeah. There's a method to the madness. Yeah.
And a method that can be empirically verified as having an
100%.
impact. Are you reaching people? Is this working?
Yep.
Because if it's not working, then let's ask why, and maybe we stop doing it, or maybe we refine the methodology or something, right?
Yeah, and what we see time and time again in the printing industry, especially, you're talking to your clients like they're in the industry and they know the terms, they know a lot of the things, which they do sometimes, but especially in like B2B, other things like that. Like sometimes they don't. They just trust you and you're the industry experts, and you get caught in your own like essentially keyword, what we call keywords or lingo. And they don't talk that way. You have to meet them where they are, hit them with pain point driven, videos and like FAQ videos and other things like that, that then have a pipeline system. They're not just anchored there and hope and pray people see them, and they're an intricate part of an ecosystem that you would build,
Right.
where rinse in and out. So the biggest thing is that's what we build, is we built a software that really is a living breathing ecosystem. And then we heard loud and clear, what are the other things that your HubSpots and Salesforces get costly at as seats. We don't charge for seats. So whether you're 5 or 5,000, we treat them the same. They're the same price, and we onboard and support every single one of your salespeople, so they learn the system. And then the AI makes it so easy to use the system. So they don't, like a CRM you hear is only as good as people using it, unless
Right.
it has the AI moving things along to do that. So that's where the data comes in, and all of that. So
Well, I strongly, strongly encourage people to go see and meet you and see what you guys have built at the show. Really,
yeah, we're
I am
demoing
very
live.
I'm very impressed myself. I know what you guys are capable of, and I know how smart you guys are, and I'm just sort of overawed by why this industry does not market well, in my opinion.
Yeah, which
Digital printing does not market well.
which technically we're marketers, right? Like we started visual marketers, like in the printing space. It's just the next phase of that, right? Yellow Pages became Google ads and Google listings. So like it's the next level of that, and it's the evolution of that's, Google is switching over, and all of them are going over to AI search now. Typing in, and here's your answer. You don't have a page or multiple pages to pick from anymore. Here's your answer, top three, that's it. And even
Yeah,
down to top one, they're saying. So but it's going to be more refined and based on you, and it'll do actual quick research and everything like that. So that's the same way of it's all data sharing and getting the right data in front of people as fast as possible, and enriching it, and being able to leverage that, like I said, to attack pain points and other things like that that resonate with people. So it's like you're talking to me personally and not mass marketing.
sure. Well, Patrick, on that note, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to have you on regularly because I think you represent a voice of very sophisticated, um, intelligence driven marketing, as well as a comprehensive software solution. I know that you have new things in the pipeline coming, which obviously I'd like to have you on to discuss. And
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to working with you at the show. I'm incredibly delighted, and I think
likewise.
this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, likewise. I would like to say one thing. We are giving away for ISA specifically 1 year for free for one person. We're going to do a live drawing on the
Okay.
third day. So that's, $10,000 worth of the whole software suite we're giving away
Yeah,
for one lucky person. So if you're a print or sign shop and you want to see what we have to offer, not just the marketing side, but the software side as a whole, you enter to win, and just bring your business card or scan the QR code there. And we're doing a live drawing on the third day. So good luck.
excellent. That's a
Yeah.
very, very generous offer. You
Yeah.
hear that sign, folks? Some of your biggest competitors are working with Patrick Howell to build their stuff out. So you got to get in the game. A top tier marketer is really critical.
Absolutely. Well,
All
thank you
right,
for
take care,
having me.
Patrick. Of course.
Thank
Bye.
you. Take care.